In this video, let us see the simply supported beam which is carrying uniformly distributed load over the entire length, and we will try to draw shear force and bending moment diagrams for the same. Okay, this is the beam what we are talking about. This is the simply supported beam. So let us mark the points here. Okay, this is A, this is B. And you can see this is carrying uniformly distributed load W per unit run over the entire length. So let me say, and the length is L. Let us also mark a midpoint C. Okay, so because this entire load what we are talking about, small w, which is acting over entire length or some length, so that will be w into L, so that can be replaced with a point load which can be indicated with capital W, right? So that is acting exactly at the midpoint, so we are considering midpoint here. Okay, as you know, as we have already discussed, so these reactions will be shown by these two supports, because this is the simply supported beam sitting simply on two supports. Whatever the load carried by this beam will be shared by these two supports. So as you see, this is uniformly distributed load and it is spreading over the entire length, and whatever the reaction shown by A will be equal to reaction shown by B, because they will share load equally, right? So let us see, so what is total load. So Ra plus Rb, these are upward forces, is equal to, so we have W into length, so W per unit run acting over entire length, so that will be the total load. Okay, load is generally in kilonewtons, measured by kilonewton, so W per unit, so that is kilonewton per meter. So if we multiply with the distance it is spread it over, so that will be cancelled, so load will be in kilonewton, that will be perfectly balanced. So as I said, so they will share the load equally, so Ra is equal to Rb is equal to WL by 2, half of the WL. So let me say this is WL by 2 and this is WL by 2. So okay, now let us try to find out shear forces. In order to find out shear forces, it would be better if we take a section, because if we take the section and substitute the distance where we need, we can find out the shear force at any point on the beam. So it would be better if we calculate shear force at section X, so we can apply boundary conditions later on. So if I write the shear force at section X, so that is nothing but sum of forces right or left to the section is actual meaning of shear force mathematically. So if I consider my section here, I'm considering right part of my portion, as we are habituated to do that from the previous videos. Okay, so we have two forces, right? One is WL by 2, that is the reaction shown by B, RB. Okay, and another force is downward force, that is acting downwards, uniformly distributed load spreaded over the distance X. Okay, so when it is going upward, RUN, right upward negative, so we have our sign convention, according to our sign convention, minus RB, plus it is acting downward, so it is plus positive, that would be W acting over the length of X. So minus RB here, minus WL by 2 plus WX. So this is the actual formula for shear force. Now let us apply boundary conditions. Okay, how many boundaries we have? So we have two boundaries for this. Also we are considering the midpoint too. Okay, so let us see at B what happens. X is equal to 0. At B it is 0, so it is starting from here itself. So if I substitute at this place, at 0 at the place of X, minus WL by 2 plus W into 0, so I'll get minus WL by 2, so that is shear force at B. So I will write shear forces FB is equal to minus WL by 2. Now at A what happens? X is equal to L. FA is equal to minus WL by 2 plus W into L. So we will get plus WL by 2. So FA we got it as plus WL by 2. So let us also try to find out shear force at midpoint. Okay, so FC I'll say shear force at midpoint. what happens? X value will be half of the length L by 2, right? At this point, I will substitute in place of X L by 2 W minus W L by 2 plus W into L by 2. So plus W L by 2 minus W L by 2 will be 0. Okay, so when we are drawing this shear force, you can understand it very better. So that is actually the shear force. Let us try to calculate now the bending moments. So for the bending moment also we need to find out at the section mx. Okay, so that will be a generalized equation. So that will be applicable at any point of the beam if you just replace the value of the length with x. That's it. So we get, so here we have two forces and two distances. One is RB multiplied by x. So it is causing the beam an anti-clockwise rotation. Okay, you can see the sign convention. The video link is given in description. Okay, mx is plus RB into the length x minus, it is acting downwards causing a clockwise movement negative according to our sign convention. W into x is the force multiplied by distance is, so I said if it is replaced by the point load, that will be acting exactly at the center, so we have to find out the centroidal distance up to x, that is half of the x. W into x multiplied by x by 2 up to the distance here. Okay, that is WRB. I will substitute WL by 2 into x minus WX square by 2. So that is actual generalized formula for this bending moment. And if you apply the boundary conditions, so at B, x is equal to 0. So let us substitute here. So or otherwise you can say for simply supported beam, n supports the maximum, sorry, the bending moment will be 0 and the supports. MB is equal to here minus WL by 2 into 0 minus W into 0 square by 2, ultimately that is 0. And if you see M's bending moment at A, what happens? X value will be is equal to L. Okay, X will be equal to L, though there L, WL by 2 into L by 2 minus W into L by 2, sorry, this is L, W into L square by 2, WL square by 2, WL square by 2, 0. So now you can see, so in the previous video we have talked about this shear force and bending moment diagram relationship. Wherever the shear force will be 0, there will get maximum bending moment. So at C midpoint, x is equal to L by 2. So what happens? That is the maximum bending moment. Okay, W L by 2, I'll substitute. Okay, this is our formula, right? So in the place of x, I'll substitute L by 2 minus W into L by 2 whole square by 2. So that is equal to WL square by 4 minus WL square, this 4 into 2, 8. So we'll get it as positive WL square by 8. So that is the maximum bending moment. So if you write here bending moments, A is equal to MB is equal to 0, and you'll get maximum bending moment at C at the midpoint, which is WL square by 2. Sorry, but WL square by 8. You need to remember it. So let us now try to draw this shear force and bending moment diagram. Let us first try to draw this shear force diagram. Okay, let us draw the reference line. Let us also mark the points A, B and C. So at B, this is minus WL by 2 and this is plus WL by 2. And these have to be joined with a straight line. Okay, as we know already, this shear force diagram for UDL will follow straight line relationship. It is a varying load, right? That is the reason we are not keeping it constant. So it is varying along. So this is negative shear force. Okay, let us now try to draw this bending moment diagram. Again, the reference line we have A, B, and it is very simple. A and B, it is 0. And this is the maximum bending moment WL square by 8. And the bending moment for this UDL will follow parabolic law, parabolic relationship. So we have to join the points with parabola. So this is perfectly a positive bending moment. This is bending moment diagram. So let us also now see the simple question based. You see the question here. Draw shear force and bending moment diagrams for simply supported beam of length 5 meter. Okay, length 5 meter, beam carrying uniformly distributed load of 3 kilonewton per meter over the entire span. So let us also mark the points now. Sorry. So these are the supports. So we have this load acting over entire span. And this is very easy to find out. Okay, this is 3 kilonewton per meter. And the length is 5 meter. And the points shall mark it as A, B, and this is midpoint C. Okay, this is very easy to find out. So as we know, this is total load will be shared equally by these two supports. So we have the reactions as total load is 3 multiplied by 5. So that is 15 kilonewton that will be shared by two supports equally. So RA is equal to RB is equal to WL by 2, right? So here 15 by 2. So this is W into L, 15 by 2, 7.5. So A is 7.5 kilonewton and RB is 7.5 kilonewton. Okay, and if you see the shear force, so at C it is 0, FC will be 0. Okay, as we have seen previously, FB is equal to minus WL by 2. So that is nothing but minus RB. FA is equal to plus RB. Right, so that is nothing but minus 7.5 kilonewton. This is plus 7.5 kilonewton, and this is the bending moment is also very simple. So as we know, MA is equal to MB is equal to 0, and maximum bending moment will be WL square by 8. So we need to find it out. So that is 3 into 5 square by 8. So that will be 9.375. So now let us try to draw this shear force and bending moment diagrams. So in the next video we will see little typical problems. So as of now, just for idea, let us now try to draw the diagrams based on the values we got. First let us see the shear force diagram. Let me draw the reference line here. A, B, and this is C. This is how much? Minus 7.5 kilonewton, and this is plus 7.5 kilonewton, and this is 0 at C. So we have to join with a straight line as per our shear force relationship for this UDL. Minus, this is positive shear force. And the bending moment diagram, we can draw it again very simply as bending moment at A and B, the supports is 0. Maximum bending moment we got it as 9.375, that is exactly at the center. Okay, and we have to join all the points with parabola, because this UDL for this UDL bending moment will follow a parabolic relationship. This is bending moment diagram. That's it. We shall see little typical problems in the next video. Also, we shall see the combination of UDL and point loads. Uh, Thanks for your time.